NBC News is speaking with a former Facebook director who wrote an explosive new book about her time at the company.
As NBC's Stephanie Gosk reports, she was especially troubled by their dealings with China.
I want to talk about something important today.
Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg says he wants Facebook to be a home for free speech.
It's time to get back to our roots around free expression.
But in her book, Careless People, a cautionary tale of power, greed, and lost idealism, former Facebook director Sarah Wynne Williams says the company was ready to abandon those principles roughly a decade ago to gain access to a critical market by appeasing the Chinese government.
They wanted a version of Facebook that could censor, that would give them control, sort of the anti-freedom of expression version of Facebook.
And to do that, did Facebook have to compromise some of its policy?
To me, it seemed like Facebook compromised almost every policy it had.
Relying on documents, emails, and her own experience, the former diplomat who helped Facebook navigate global relations with world leaders chronicles her 6 years working for the company and her own disillusionment when she says she realized all Facebook cared about was, in her words, growth at all costs.
More. They just
Bigger.
More money, more people using the product, more.
Meta is trying to block the book's publication set for tomorrow. In a statement, the company writes, "We do not operate our services in China today. We ultimately opted not to go through with the ideas we'd explored," which Mark Zuckerberg announced in 2019. Back in 2015, Wynne Williams says Zuckerberg was desperate to break into China and actively strategized ways to make it happen. An internal document provided by Wynne Williams and reviewed by NBC News weighed the pros and cons of Facebook conducting surveillance for the Chinese government. One employee raising the concern that it could lead to death, torture, and incarceration of Facebook users in China.
There were people within Facebook that thought, oh, we might get some people killed because of this.
Right, but that's worth it. That's okay if you get into China.
In another document Wynne Williams cites in her book, Facebook staffers lay out how the company could react if their plans were leaked to the public, including drafting fake headlines they may need to respond to, like, "China now has access to all Facebook user data," or "Facebook grants backdoor access to Chinese user data." NBC News has reviewed that document as well. In the end, a deal to operate in China wasn't reached. In 2017, Wynne Williams was fired. She believes it was retaliation for a sexual harassment accusation she made. A Meta spokesperson said 8 years ago, Sarah Wynne Williams was fired for poor performance and toxic behavior, and an investigation at the time determined she made misleading and unfounded allegations of harassment. The mother of three says she wrote this book knowing the reaction could be fierce.
I think people deserve to know the truth. They deserve to know what this big, powerful company is really like.
With Meta set to become even more influential in the age of artificial intelligence, that is why she says she is sounding the alarm. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News, New York.